Hello, welcome to Let's Play with Garbage File. I am the Defective Inspector, and I'm appropriately named. What we have here today is a fantastic game. I love this game. It's called Factorio. I've just recently done a review about it. By the time this video comes up, I'm hoping the review will be available, and there'll be a link down below, as always. Nothing too exciting here today. You know, I just want to try and get a feel for the game. I want you to share the experience with you all, and you know, just have a bit of fun. That's the plan. We're going to have plan. Fun. 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 Keep saying it will happen. Fun. Right. So, I've played this game already a bit before, so I have a general idea. Okay, right. So what I've got to do first of all is make myself some tools, and with these tools I destroy all of the trees. Nobody wants the trees. Now, for those who haven't played Factorio or heard of it before, it's a lovely game. In a minute, well, probably in a bit of time, we're going to have some pretty heavy-duty industrial stuff going on. In fact, that's a timer. I'm going to try and keep myself to a time limit and use my phone as a timer. Behold, technology that I own. So fancy. So amazing. Oh, dear. I'm overwhelmed with my technological grace. Right. Now, to make sure I don't do this too much, because that's important. It's a bit of a rough go. Anyway, all I'm really doing now is just chopping down the wood. Chopping down the wood. Chopping down the wood. Breaking down the logs. Out all the logs. You probably wondered why I'm doing so many. Reasons. Is generally the assumption. This game is really not about you individually doing stuff. It's about you building an automated system. Now you can probably see little red dots here, 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 and more. These are things that want to kill me. I don't want to go near them, but they want to kill me. So I don't have much of a choice now, do I? But yeah, the main aim of this game is quite simply to build an automated system that allows you to function on what is meant to be a barren wasteland. Now you already see things like oil and some iron here. And what I'm going to do is put down this drill, put down this furnace, and introduce you to the very first, very basic level of work. I shouldn't have put this here. As you can tell, this is slow. Slow. Behold the slow. Right. So what I want to do now is build this little thing here. It's called an inserter. It's called a burner inserter because it needs fuel. Here's why I had all of those logs. Because now I can put them here. And you watch. Boop. Into there. Bloop. A tiny arm. Bloop. No. Anyway, this is now making me some iron plates. I use these iron plates to make some other stuff. You get the general idea. This is not a complicated concept. You make stuff from stuff. Now, I've purposely just got an iron first. And that's because iron's probably the most important thing in this game. But it is at least at the beginning. And again, you also notice that everything I'm doing right now is all pretty basic. I put wood here, and wood here, and things burn. Now, while this is a very helpful start, I need to get access to a better fuel source than me chopping down trees. So, this black stuff down here is... Ooh, hold on. I need stone. Yeah. So, this was literally just a randomly generated map. There is a campaign for Factorio, and I'm not playing it. Mainly because I've already played it. Though it's fun, I think it's something you should enjoy as a purchaser. It's fine piece of digital software. Anyway, so all I'm doing right now is just getting myself a little bit of furnace. So I can make this little burner mining drill. You may notice it from earlier when I made the burner mining drill. And I need more wood. I've yet to find a device that destroys wood that makes it harvestable. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is just place that there. And now, as before, it goes bloop into itself because it knows it needs fuel. Because it's a very clever little hand. You see? Look at that. See? And you can watch it. Bloop. into my box. In my box is my tasty, tasty coal. Let's take that for you. While on coal, coal run better. Now, at the moment, this is all pretty simple. I'm running from one point to another. Later on, it gets really quite elaborate. At the moment, everything's just kind of ticking along. It does not take long to start getting a bit automated on this game. It really, really doesn't. The only reason I haven't done it so much yet is because I'm just kind of taking my time. I'm relaxing. I'm taking in the moment. Don't ruin the moment for me. Now, I probably should have made another furnace, because this is copper, and copper plates are awesome. Now, the fuel source of coal on all these things is actually really quite pants. It's runs out, and without a proper system of replenishing the coal constantly, it's really quite annoying. Also, there's an important thing to remember. See this little line I keep popping up here? Sort of outline right there? That's pollution. You are making pollution. I'm making pollution right now, just by having a little smoke coming out of the furnace. Now, you're probably thinking, ah, who cares? Bloody hippies, ecosystem, all that sort of jazz. That's a weird noise. Yeah, there's a cat above me, because I'm in a ground floor flat, and there are cats above my head. Ah, aren't they nice and lovely and terrifying? Anyway, so everything eventually gets automated. As you can see here, when the fuel runs out, it just stops working, which is really freaking annoying. Soon, and I do really hope soon, I will have a system in place where it'll all happen by itself. I'm trying to get this established in half an hour. I want to make these little chunks half an hour at the very most. I personally think watching them for half an hour is, you know, it can be fun. But, you know, sometimes you just have to take in the moment, and sometimes you cannot give two rats monkey balls. And that's where I am right now. Anyway, rat balls aside. So, same premise. Oh yeah, that was some fuel in there for you. And in there, it'll make me some lovely, happy copper. Copper's just wiring, as for some of the more electrical stuff later on. To really get in the game, you do need copper. Offshore pump. What this does is you suck the water out and you use that as a source of the steam engine, but also a furnace so that the water that goes into the steam engine is actually hot. Otherwise, it's quite useless. Quite useless indeed. I usually don't have this low of a jaw, but today I do. I'm Lloyd Grossman. If you're old enough to remember who Lloyd Grossman is, why are you watching me? Anyway, oh yes, let's alienate the people who are watching already. Alienate them in their fleeting moments. Okay, so let's continue on. Hey! I need more of the stone. You probably wonder what I'm doing with the stone. It makes the stone furnaces. And you're probably wondering, why haven't I not made a drill? Quite simple. For some reason, I need a stone furnace to make the drill. I don't fully question why. Except, move on, I enjoy. Anyway. I'm filling the space with noise. I'm sorry. Right, I press Alt and it will show me little bits like this little arrow here, which helps direct all of my stuff. I actually don't care too much about how much stone I get yet, because right now stone isn't that important. It makes furnaces, later on it makes walls and all sorts of things. I don't like how close this pollution is to some of these people already. You see, as soon as the pollution touches them, they get aggressive, and usually I can handle that, but right now I don't really have defences of any kind. I've got a bit of a shit A shoe. A shoe. A shoe pistol. I'm trying to be clean. I'm trying to be a good boy. I'm trying to make the kids want to watch the show. But, so really what you're watching here is actually the least interactive part of this game. Later on, this entire process is really quite confounded. If I run out of time, I'm going to load another game, just to give you an idea of where I've been sort of automated to a much bigger degree. But this is really where the start happens. This is where it all begins. The magic begins here. What do I need? I need more stone. More stone, more stone, more stone. I tend to keep Alt on because this gives me the pollution region, it tells me what's in the boxes. I'll be honest, it's just... it's nice. Sorry. I'm just making a load of these here, a bit of boilerage. Because if I have boilers, I can make electricity. I make electricity, I can start getting automated. Automated is good. We want to be automated. It makes the life so much easier. Something that digs up coal. It didn't work out. He's put coal in itself. But no! Oh, that's the point. Factorio here, what I'm playing right now, that's actually early access. Now, I personally have yet to find a single bug, problem, anything at all. It's actually run really smoothly, which is an unexpected delight. Because whenever you play an early access game, they are fraught with problems. There's so many issues. What I'm best basically doing here now is just placing these boilers and steam engines. When I start feeding this coal, it'll power this steam engine and it'll allow me to make automatic miners. So this little thing here, where I keep throwing coal into it, which almost run out of, will no longer be required. It'll just churn out a constant amount as long as electricity is coming through this system. This is where automation really starts to occur. These transport belts here, these are the backbone of this game. Everything at some point will have to have gone through a transport belt. All I'm really doing right now is running around because I don't have the infrastructure to sort it out properly. But I will soon. I will soon. Now let's make some conveyor belts. Now the thing I like about this game is that when you click on something, you can make a large amount. It will make what's needed. So here it will say you need an iron plate and an iron gear wheel. To make an iron gear wheel, you need some iron plates. So you get the whole idea. Everything kind of interlinks and intertwines. Rather than forcing me to make each bit individually, it knows how much I've got and how much that will make and if I've got enough. And it saves me a lot of time and effort, because one thing I really do not like about some games, especially which have this level of logistics, is when you start getting obsessed with the whole sort of interaction, intertwining, the, you know, let's make this and make that and this and that. It's not fun. It's not fun. The ultimate point of the game is to be fun. Now, you see the conveyor belts here. You'll notice these don't run with power. It's great, in fact. This game would be almost impossible if it didn't. And they literally take items and move them. Look at that! It's like a game. It's like a little belt. I'm luggage. I'm luggage on an airplane. I'm being unloaded. I'm being checked by a fat, greasy person who's like, "Oh, did you check all the things in your luggage?" I'm like, "No, because it was on a plane." And then they detain me, and I get frisked, and holes are explored that should never be explored. But you noticed. Yeah, we've all done that, haven't we? No? Yes, no, just me. Gravy. Anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to connect this conveyor belt down here to this coal. This coal is the backbone of almost everything. It'll supply power to the steam engine, and the steam engine will then supply power to everything else. It supplies power, it supplies coal to the furnaces that make things. It is the real backbone of this game. It's up until a certain point where you can actually create power via solar panels. But right now, this is it. This is the deal. I really don't need power here. I just have to keep going and building. We mentioned poo. I'm taking this apart here because I know I don't need that much in terms of so what I'm doing here is I'm just setting this up so that as it churns out, comes out, moves down the conveyor belt. The little device here will just keep moving stuff out for me. happily making sure I always have a supply. Now, this will all get quite fancy and automated later on, but as I said, this is the start, this is the beginning. I'm doing this in a rather slow fashion for no other reason than I can't go any faster. I'm impatient. So what I've got here now is I've set this up. I'm going to get rid of the conveyor belt. So now it's going to pick up this, and I'm going to have two running at the same time, with the hopes that I'll make it fast enough for my very impatient brain. Right, okay. One thing this game misses quite a lot is music. You know, I think this is a bit of a... probably one of the things I would recommend is that while I enjoy playing this game, in fact I usually play this game with music in the background, playing along, you know, I had a bit of a Tom and Jerry moment one time when playing this. You know, the whole I forgot what it's called, the if you've ever watched Tom and Jerry, you know what I'm talking about, with a giant contraption that Tom makes to try and catch a mouse. It's glorious. But I haven't reached that stage. There is an ultimate end goal to this, even on the open-ended system I've got going here. The end goal is to build a rocket ship to get off this planet. In theory, you are abandoned. You are, you know, left astray, and you're basically building all these things not just because you like to kick Mother Nature in the test of clay, because Mother Nature is hermaphrodite. Oh dear, I'm doing a nice one with that. Anyway, Mother Nature and her hermaphroditic balls doesn't like being kicked, so you're not just doing it for funsies. There is actually purpose behind it, but let's be honest, that's what we always say. See, there's a hippie in me, isn't there? Yeah, that's what we always say. Now, what I'm making now are electrical cables. I grant I have no use for them yet, but they're better to have now, not have them at all. And you'll notice that I've not worried about copper plating that much, and I took it apart over here. Because copper plating in the early part of the game is not that used. I'm using it to make copper cable, which I can use to make these electric poles, but generally they're not greatly used. I get them in inserters here as well, but again, my main problem seems to be a lack of iron, a lack of electricity poles. Now, what happens quite simply is you have these electricity poles running along. You don't have to have them in this sort of order. And this is for later on, when I get the automated, ever so bleeding glorious coal mining system. At the same time, I want to make everything happen with a certain level of autonomy. So what I'm doing here is these inserters, I like the ones from earlier, because they don't require coal. They will just tick along as there is power available. This is what I've done here. You'll see they've got this red "we're not working" signs, because these two steam engines are not producing any electricity whatsoever. Unsurprisingly, as I've not given them any water, which is actually, you know, did. The plan is that you supply coal to the boiler. The boiler funds the steam engine. The steam engine then funds the power. The power then funds the mine. The mine then brings you more coal. The coal is then brought in by electronic inserters, and the whole thing kind of intertwines together. You know, you have a lot of sort of cogs and pieces constantly moving throughout this entire game, and that is why it's such a good logistics game. You know, you think about games like Anno, where you set up trading routes between ships from one place to another. In this game here, you actually take it quite a step further. You are very much an autonomous being, pumping through so much technology, eventually leading to a point where everything just kind of runs on its own. In one game that I played, I set up a defence system where conveyor belts were rotating ammunition for my turrets. All I had to do was let them sit there, rotating. That's it. It was fine. Oh, I'm so close. Right. And it really does sort of begin to kick in out of nowhere. This game really does have a moment of just escalating. There's my cat. Hello, Shadow. Man, my cat's lovely. He's after attention, if you're wondering. This is not me just sort of being an ass and ignoring him. Oh, there goes the sensor I was trying to work on. Oh well. No give a shit anyway. I'm so risky. Anyway. So, as you can see here, fully assembled conveyor belt all the way up to my ever so well placed, well designed, lovely thing. Now you can see here that it's telling me all the items that I need, and that there's a little red square over the iron plate picture, because I only have one, and I need 23. 19, come on, I'm impatient. Okay, there we are, okay. Finally we're going to get off. Now, this is where it all gets quite fancy, I won't lie, I really like this part of the game. So, I've now put some coal in the boiler, which is running the steam engines here, quite lovely, pumping along. Only producing a small amount of electricity. Don't need much for the moment. This is just the catalyst, the beginning, the start. This is where the Industrial Revolution begins on this planet. Now then I place this lovely device here. You'll see it just pumps out coal. And let's take a travel with it, shall we? As we see here, the coal is being pumped along like a errant sack of crap. And I'm doing nothing. My hand's completely up here. And all I've done is I've set up an electrical system. I put one bit of coal into the first piece, and now this coal is being fed slowly but surely towards its targeted destination. What will happen is it will feed the other inserters. The other inserters will grab the coal and put it into the boiler, which will fund more power, which will make more coal, and the whole thing starts to escalate. It's quite a beautiful mechanic to watch. I do have a fundamental problem, that I'm very close to a lot of enemies, and this could be horribly wrong very quickly. But it's fine. It'll be fine. All will be fine. Anyway, as you can see here, in it goes. It's now funded. It's now running. It just takes in the coal, brings it in, until it reaches a certain optimum level. So it's taken 5, now the next one takes it in. Next one. At the moment, this is the only one running. You can see it by the little fiery symbol here. That's all that's needed for how much energy I'm using. So all I'm using right now is just a few little arms and that one mining station. Honestly, it gets quite gratuitous very quickly. Well, I'm about to create 3 of these because I really want to get automated. That sounded weird and creepy. Automated. Let's get automated. Automated. You know. Automated. Automated. The cat is being a bit... I don't trust my cat. Anyway, later on these burners become almost useless to me because you don't really want burners. Burners require constant coal to be shoveled into them. In an ideal world, you actually don't really have any. Now, as I said, I wanted... Let's make it a bit more. Okay, so... Here I have 3 more of these lovely things together. Hello, mon le petit choix. C'est bon. And I connect it up with the electrical system like before. Now they're all pumping out. Now, as I said to you earlier, this is a constant strain on the environment, and eventually the alien's going to get really annoyed at me. Till then, I'm kind of easygoing, mellow yellow, quite rightly. But till then, it's all going to get a bit wrong. So we're just going to try and get automated pretty quickly. You see, you do research later on here, as you can see, tons and tons and tons of research. And that research allows you to build weapons, defences, new technology, new mining systems, new electricity sources. It gets really quite revolutionary, really, really quickly. But for the moment, I'm still, you know, pretty reliant on my own abilities to pick up these items and throw them in. But as you can already see, you know, the coal is starting to build up here. And this is quite useful because I can use that coal to fuel this. At the moment, I've thrown it in to make my life a little bit easier, but in not too long at all, I'll be running the system. I'll be running the show. Right, so. Now again, we've got some lovely setup here. I'm going to build these 2 boxes. Grabbers. They're called inserters. I call them grabbers. It sounds more violent. Now this is only going to be a quick idea of what we're working with here. But and again, you'll see that this needs a bit of electricity. Now what I've done, quite cleverly, is I've set this up so that these stone furnaces feed everything they make into this box. So I at no point have to keep feeding the machine, I can just let it run. Take what I need from the box, and ta-da! Now, to make sure I'm fully automated, I process this through, and now you can see that the iron has been taken in, going through. Let me just take this coal out to give you a better idea of what happens. You can see the coal's been dumped in, the iron's been dumped in, and the plates are coming out. This is the very start of this game. This is really the meat and bones. Having these arm devices take these things in. At this point, I am doing literally nothing. Those right here, they're doing all the work for me. They're pumping out all of the iron. And down here, I've got the same thing happening, but with coal. So right now, all I would need to do to get, however much iron I want is just wait. I just sit here and wait. That's quite cool. But as I said before, we're going to need more than just iron. Ah. You could see my situation is going to bite me in the butt. I actually do need more copper. And because I'm feeling a bit lazy, I'm going to load these up. These. Going to need to make some of this anyway at some point, so why not now? So I need 4.5. So yeah, as I said before, you don't need many. I need a lot more iron, but this is all pumping along, so I come over to my little place and ooh, I'd like some iron. Well, thank you for the iron. It's very helpful in my greater race to world dominance. Add all those electrical cables I made earlier. Just bring these over home. Hello. Get rid of these. As I said, don't need them. At a certain point, they become useless. And there we are. A self-pumping system of delicious, ever so delicious copper ore. You're probably wondering why they used one mining facility for this. Again, I don't need copper that much for a while. It's a bit of a luxury for some time. Later on, it's vital. You need it for just about everything. But right now, it's all about electronics. And while I appreciate the electronics are important, I don't really need them that badly yet. Conveyor belts are running. They don't need any copper ore. Everything else needs to be running quite smoothly. I'm just going to go back to the stone mining thing I left over here, and it really shows you the difference of how you operate. This was the early days. This is Chrome Magna. And now, oh yeah. It would seem the half an hour is up, ladies and gentlemen. I will quite happily say that this is the beginning of the game. We have established a situation. You can see how the automation begins to happen. I'll leave this game running. I'm going to save it as the video game. Oh, I'm so witty. Video game. This is the one I made after the review. As I said, I would quickly show you. I will show you this. This is not even close to the level of convoluted operation. And this is what happens. You progressively build and build and build to this stage where things are running quickly. Look at it. whirring and operating away. In this system right now, I'm making plates, I'm making research modules, I'm making the grabbers, I'm making those automatically with other grabbers, with builders, with circuitry, with gears and cogs and third levels. I've got systems running everywhere. I'm mining oil. This whole thing gets a bit convoluted, and as you can see, I've got defences, because the aliens are not happy with me, unsurprisingly, for completely bastardising their home world. But it's great. This here is the peak of the iceberg. This took me a while. I mean, I've really enjoyed myself playing this game. Getting to this point was great, and I love playing it. I loved building more. Anyway, so that's just a bit of a nibble, a mouche bouche in the gaming world. Anyway, so I just want to thank you for being with me on the first ever Let's Play with Garbage File. I am a Defective Inspector, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. In a normal, I had fun playing the game. Fun playing the game.